my beloved child. There are nights so long that it feels as though dawn has forgotten its way back, and humankind, sitting in the stillness of their own rooms, begins to wonder, has the light ceased to seek me out? Yet even in that heavy silence, I am nearer than ever, not upon a distant throne, but right beside the edge of the bed where you sit, knees drawn to your chest, eyes weary with questions that have no answer. The light has not vanished. It is simply waiting to be recognized. And today I want you to see what you have forgotten, that I have never left you, that every breath you take is proof of my presence. Every heartbeat is a continual miracle, uninterrupted, even when you no longer feel it. For I am the one who dwells between breath and silence, between tears and laughter, between the words you fear to speak and the prayers you whisper in secret. You have lived for so long wearing the appearance of strength, as though you needed no one. You smiled while your heart was breaking. You lifted others when you yourself had nowhere to fall. But I have seen it all. I have seen you pause in the hallway, afraid someone might notice your red eyes. I have seen you bow your head low in the bathroom so that the sound of running water could hide your sobs. I have seen the messages you never sent, the words written, and erased the prayers you stopped halfway because you thought I would not hear. My child, I hear. Not with the ears of heaven alone, but with the heart of a father who has wept for his suffering child. I am no stranger to tears. I once wept when Lazarus lay in the tomb, even though I knew that moments later I would call him forth. For true love does not ignore pain, it passes through it to transform it. And now, in this very moment, I am passing through the invisible walls of fear and self-blame you have built around your heart. I do not come to break them down, but to touch them. One touch is enough to remind you that life still beats, that faith still flickers, and that the light still waits outside your door. There were nights when you thought, if only my mother were still here, everything would be different. I know that thought is not just sorrow, it is a silent cry for help. You have carried within you an emptiness no one on earth can fill. But what you do not yet know is this love never dies, it only changes form. The one you miss is still present, no longer in flesh, but in my light. She once stood at the gates of heaven, lifted her eyes to me, tears glimmering like dew, and whispered only one plea: Lord, please let my child find peace. That single prayer made me pause amid the countless cries of the world to listen. For no word born of true love is ever forgotten, and no tear ever falls without meaning. Every tear is a seed, and that seed has already sprouted in the realm of heaven, becoming a lamp to guide you home to peace. Today, that lamp is the very message I send to you. My child, pain is not your enemy. It is your teacher. It teaches you to see more deeply, to love more deeply, and to believe more deeply. Only when you are pressed to the very bottom do you discover who truly lifts you up. And now, I want you to stop calling yourself lost, for my path has never disappeared. No matter how many turns you take, how many miles you wander, or how many dark alleys you stumble into, I remain both your beginning and your end. Not a single step of yours escapes my sight. When you think you've been forgotten, that is when I am rewriting your story in a better way. When you think a door has closed, that is when I am replacing its hinges so it will open without creaking. When you think it is over, that is when I begin. In the depths of your soul I hear the faintest prayer, even the one you cannot hear yourself whisper, please, someone tell me that things can still be better. I tell you now, not only can they be, but they surely will. For I am the one who turns ashes into crowns, mourning into song, tears into joy. Remember this, my child, no storm lasts longer than my intention. When I allow the winds to rise, it is to sweep away what cannot follow you into the next chapter. When I let the rain fall, it is to soften the hardened soil within you. And when I am silent, it is so you may learn to recognize my voice even when I do not speak. That is faith, not believing that everything will be easy, but trusting that no matter what, I will still be there. You have seen life through a cracked lens where everything is distorted by old wounds. But I am placing a new mirror in your hands, not to show you wrinkles or scars, but to help you see the light reflected within yourself. I am not only the creator of the universe, I am the recreator of hearts. I did not form you once and walk away. I am ready to remake you every day if you allow it. Like the earth refreshed after drought, like an instrument retuned after silence. My love does not run dry, and my mercy is new every morning. When you open your eyes, know that dawn is not only outside your window, it is also rising within your soul. The light does not only descend from heaven, it awakens from the place where I have placed my own faith in you. My child, there are prayers that never find their way into sound, yet they shake the very foundations of heaven. Among the countless petitions rising before me, there is one softer than the wind, purer than the dawn, more enduring than time itself, the voice of a mother. From the moment you opened your eyes to the world, she knew her life would forever follow yours, whether in light or in shadow. When she was on earth, she did not always know how to express such love, for human words are clumsy, and a mother's heart is far too deep to be contained in daily speech. But in the eternal realm where I dwell, all limits are lifted. That love has now become light, and through me that light finds its way to you. You once asked, "Does my mother hear me when I speak within my heart?" My child, the answer is yes. In the realm of spirit there is no distance, no wall that can separate hearts once bound by true love. When you call her name in silence, heaven stirs, for genuine love is not a memory. It is a current that never runs dry. She has interceded for you not once, but continually, like breathing itself. She stands before my throne, her hands no longer trembling, her eyes free of tears, yet her heart still tender as the days when you were a child, frightened of the dark and searching for her hand in the night. I have seen this and I have heard her plea. Lord, keep my child. Do not let them fall under the weight of what the eyes cannot see. And because of that prayer, I have placed an invisible wall of protection around your soul, a barrier no enemy can cross. There are moments you call coincidence, the time you almost entered a dangerous place and turned away without knowing why, the decision you delayed that later saved you from harm, or the sudden weariness that kept you home when you intended to go elsewhere. None of these were a chance. They were my hand moving in response to your mother's prayer. She asked for no wealth, no fame, only that you might live, be safe, and find the light again when the world tried to put out your flame. And when that prayer reached my throne, I declared, "Let the angels guard this child even when they do not know they are being guarded." So every time you survive a storm, it is not because you are strong. It is because that prayer still echoes in me like a song that never ends. I remember the day you sat in silence, staring at an old photograph, feeling your heart tighten within your chest. You thought it was only grief, but in truth it was the moment your soul brushed against hers through the mist of eternity. At that instant she stood so close that I could hear her whisper, "Please let my child know that I still see." And I answered, "I will let them feel it, not through sight, but through the heart." That is why at times you sense a faint, familiar fragrance, or feel an unseen hand resting gently upon your shoulder. It is not imagination, it is heaven's reply. Her love has become the bridge between the visible and the unseen, between your tears and my light. But I know sometimes you still question. You ask why I allowed her to leave too soon, why I did not grant one more day, one more hour, one more word. I understand. For love always longs for one more embrace, one more glance, one more goodbye. Yet my child, death is not an ending. It is a doorway into another room where breath turns into light, where speech becomes intercession, where love becomes eternal. If I allowed her to depart, it was not from indifference, but because I knew her love was strong enough to transcend the borders of earth. Had I not allowed it, she could not stand, where she now stands, where every word she speaks can become a miracle in your life. You once thought that after death, all things fall silent. But no, I have woven within you a sacred frequency, a divine string that resonates whenever true love touches it. When you remember her with gratitude instead of regret, that string vibrates and I hear it. When you forgive yourself, it glows and heaven rejoices. When you smile through tears, it produces a sound that makes all the angels bow their heads, for it is the sound of a soul that has walked through darkness without losing its light. Your mother sees this and she smiles, free from pain, free from longing, filled only with pure joy. My child, you still think you have lost your mother, but she has never left. I did not remove her from your life. I brought her deeper into it, so deep that your eyes cannot see, but your heart can feel. She is in every breath you take in, the gentle wind that stirs your curtain at dawn, in the beam of sunlight breaking through the trees where you pause on your way. When you bow your head to pray, she bows with you. When you tremble in loneliness, her hand rests upon your shoulder in the realm of light. And when you smile, I see all of heaven smile with you. For your smile, my child, is the part of her that still lives on. She once asked me for a sign, not a dazzling miracle that would make the world marvel, but a sign so subtle that only you would recognize it. I agreed. And so you may one day see a dream more real than waking life, where she stands in a garden full of light, no longer weary, no longer aged, smiling as she once did. Do not be afraid. It is not an illusion, but a greeting. It is the proof that prayer transcends all boundaries, and that love, the same love she once showed through a meal, shared a gentle stroke of your hair. A quiet reminder is now transformed by me into something eternal, something that can pass through every heaven to reach your soul. You once believed that love exists only through physical presence, but I tell you it does not. True love, once purified in my light, becomes immortal. It needs no body to touch, no voice to speak, no distance to measure. It needs only to be believed. When you believe that she still loves, that becomes real. When you believe that I am with you, I am. When you believe there is still reason to move forward, I open the way. For faith is the breath of the soul, and your soul is far stronger than you know. Do not let fear blind your eyes. Your mother never wished for you to live in fear. She did not leave so you would carry guilt for what was left unfinished. She left so that you would understand love does not depend on physical presence to endure. It depends on faithfulness. And I, who have witnessed every step of you both, am now using that very love as the foundation for what comes next: restoration. For every tear that falls out of true love, I turn into the seed of a new season. When you read these words, my child, believe that it is not by chance. She asked me to let this moment arrive precisely when you were ready to hear it. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are exactly where I have appointed you to be. Take a deep breath, and within that breath, you will feel my presence and the presence of the one who loved you with her whole heart, my beloved child. There are moments ordained before the foundation of the world, moments when heaven and earth meet within a single breath when I speak and it comes to be. The moment you are living now is one of those. The intercession of your mother has set in motion the wheel of transformation. What is unfolding around you is not coincidence. It is the whisper of heaven responding, not as thunder across the sky, but as the quiet turning of soil before the rain. You may not yet see it, but your soul has begun to vibrate with a new frequency, light, pure, radiant, as the first morning Sunday. Every cell in your being is being rewoven to the rhythm of life itself. The pain that once tied you to the past is loosening. I am releasing you from the things you did not know you still held. True healing does not come like a rushing wind, but like the first breath after tears have fallen enough. It needs no audience. It requires only the soul's consent. And I have heard that consent in you, not through words, but through your quiet willingness to sit still, to stop running from yourself. You thought you were weak, but in truth, you are stronger than ever, for only those who dare to face their pain are truly free. Like Joseph in the prison who seemed forgotten but was being prepared for the throne, I am preparing you not to shine before crowds, but to stand firm amidst the storm. For the greatest light does not belong to the one who seeks glory, but to the one who endures solitude and remains kind. There are wounds that no longer bleed, yet still cause your heart to tighten when touched by memory. I do not deny them. I touch them with the tenderness only the Creator possesses. Each wound will become a doorway, each tear a gem in my hand. You once thought your memories made you weak, but they are testimony to faithfulness. For without pain you would not know love. Without loss you would not grasp the worth of grace. So do not curse your past, my child. Let it become the soil where I sow the seeds of hope. When those seeds are watered by tears, they sprout into faith. And when faith grows, it blossoms into joy. Just when you think you have nothing left, I am breathing new life into your soul. Let sorrow dissolve like mist under the morning sun, for I am turning what once was a fracture into a stream of light. She, the mother you love, has prayed for this day, the day you no longer walk with your head bowed. She does not wish for you to live forever as one who merely survives. She wants you to rise as one who has been restored, whose eyes shine not because they deny pain, but because they have transcended it. I am doing that even now. In the space around you, sacred currents are moving soft, as the wind yet stronger than stone. The things that once imprisoned your mind are being undone knot by knot. Old fears can no longer cling to you, for their roots are being pulled out. I am placing a new peace in the place where anxiety once lived, not the peace that comes from control, but the peace that comes from surrender. Understand this, my child. When you let go, you do not lose. You are returned to yourself. When you stop trying to fix what I have already closed, you will see that I am opening other doors more beautiful, more fitting, and no one will ever be able to shut them again. From this day forward, the things that once seemed random around you will begin to carry meaning. The people you meet, the words you hear, the memories that unexpectedly rise to the surface, all of them speak the same language, the language of restoration, for I never do anything without purpose. Even when you believe you are lost, you are still walking a path already written. She asked me to make her light your lamp, and I did. That is why at times you feel a peace you cannot explain, a sense of being loved even when no one says a word. That is, her love now woven into my power, surrounding you like a transparent wall no darkness can breach. When I say that the night cannot touch you, it is not a comfort, it is the truth. For you have been marked not by fear, but by love. Learn to see with the eyes of heaven. When others see failure, I see foundation. When they see silence, I see invitation. When they see endings, I see beginnings. Your mother understands this more than anyone, for she has crossed the threshold between life and death and discovered that every ending in me is but a new kind of birth. Like a seed that must be buried before it can rise as a tree, the parts of you that seem buried are not lost. They are being sown to multiply. And harvest will come soon when you finally believe you are worthy of goodness. I know you are still afraid. Afraid to believe again, to love again, to hope and be disappointed again. But my child, love and hope are never mistakes. Only timing differs. This time the timing is right. For every prayer she prayed, every tear you shed, and every plan of mine have now converged here in this very moment. I am placing my hand upon your heart and infusing it with the rhythm of heaven, the rhythm of courage, of peace, of purpose. From now on, you will walk not only by your feet, but by the leading of the Spirit. You will feel upheld, guided, illuminated, and yes, you are, for I am doing these things now. So lift up your head. Believe that light is not for others alone, it is for you. I did not create you to live, bowed in fear, to think of yourself as the last and the least. You are my chosen one, the one who will testify to the world that even in the deepest night there is one who never sleeps. You will no longer search for me with your eyes. You will feel me within your heart, within your breath, within each step you take. And when you smile again, your mother will smile with you from the realm of light, knowing that her prayer has been fulfilled. Let today become the dawn of a new season, a season of lightness, of open doors, of lessons understood through love, not through fear. Let the past rest. Let your soul breathe. Let joy no longer be a memory, but the living present. For I, the one who heard a mother's intercession and a child's sigh, now speak live. And when I speak about life, no power can contradict it. My child, there are words never spoken in life that rise clearer than any bell in eternity. And today I permit this to happen, for the heart of a mother has waited long enough in heaven, and now the door between worlds opens so that the breath of love may pass through. Do not be afraid. This is not the visitation of a ghost or the invention of memory, but a sacred meeting between a soul made whole and a soul still journeying. She does not come to awaken pain, but to erase its boundary. She does not return to call you back, but to send you forward into the life I have destined for you, a life where love is no longer divided by death. When my light touches the deepest chambers of your heart, you will begin to hear whispers soft as breath. They do not come from without, but from the soul newly stirred within. That is her voice. It carries no urgency, no blame, only gentleness, like a stream running through dry earth. My child, she says, do not bear guilt for living on. Your life does not betray my memory. It is proof that my love still works. Every step you take in light is her prayer fulfilled. Every second you smile, heaven rejoices, for that is the continuation of the life she once gave you. She does not wish your tears to become a shrine to the past. She longs for them to become a river that carries you toward another dawn. I have seen her before my throne, her eyes radiant with a light the world cannot describe. No longer burdened by sorrow, she shines as one made complete. Yet among the multitude of souls singing praise, she bowed low and said, Lord, please let me speak to my child one more time. And I asked, what is it you wish to say? She answered, that I never left them, and that I am proud of who they have become. When those words left her lips, light spread like waves across the sea, and I knew it was time to deliver them to you. For no love in heaven burns brighter than that of a mother refined by tears. She has seen every battle of your life, the smiles you faked, the sacrifices no one noticed, the sleepless nights when your soul was nothing but silence, and she has prayed for each of those moments. Do not think yourself unseen. Heaven has not forgotten, and your mother is not silent. Her presence wraps around your life like a veil of light, invisible to human eyes. When you awaken with unexplainable peace, it is her blessing. When you escape a danger that seems impossible, it is the shield of her prayers. When an old song moves you to tears for reasons you do not know, it is your soul touched by love that crosses worlds. She has begged me to allow these signs to reach you, so you would know you are not alone on the road of restoration. Open your heart, for heaven is not far away. It is here at the meeting of both realms, where her prayer and your consent create a new covenant. In that covenant I decree, no longer memory, but inheritance. For what you and she once shared does not end with time. It becomes a sacred legacy that I now use as the foundation for what is to come. That love has already conquered separation, and now it will open doors you could not open alone. The things once shut, faith, joy, dreams, will one by one light up again, like candles being kindled within my holy sanctuary. I want you to know this in this very moment as you read or listen. Heaven is moving, not with thunder or blinding miracles, but through invisible currents flowing deep within your consciousness, washing away the frozen layers of fear. You will begin to feel different, not all at once, but like dawn slowly spilling its light through a window. You may dream of her or simply notice a small image, an empty chair on the porch, a faint familiar scent, drifting by. Do not dismiss these things. They are the language of the realm of light. In every small sign, she is saying, I am here. She also wants you to know that forgiveness is the only doorway to freedom. Not only forgiveness for others, but forgiveness for yourself. For when you forgive yourself, you restore peace to her soul. She has never held resentment, but a mother's heart still aches when her child carries guilt. Today, let that end. Believe that in the midst of every mistake, love still wins. Like the prodigal returning home, the moment you turn back, I am already running toward you, not to accuse, but to clothe you anew, to anoint your head with oil, and to say, you have been found. Your mother understands this deeply, and even now she sings with me the song of return. From this moment forward, see loss no longer as a wound, but as a bridge. See memory not as a chain, but as a connection. For through everything that seemed lost, I am making something new. Behold, I make all things new. My words in Revelation still resound, and that newness is beginning within you quietly but truly. You will feel peace where there was once chaos, joy where there was emptiness, hope where there was ruin. Your mother sees this from the realm of light, and her eyes are full of tears, not of sorrow, but of gratitude. For her soul knows her final prayer has been answered. My beloved child, there are truths that can only be understood once the soul has crossed beyond the boundary of life. And your mother, now wrapped in my light, perceives all that she could not express while she walked the earth. There were moments she wished she could return to say, I'm sorry, or hold you tightly and whisper, I am proud of you, but earthly language is too poor and time too brief. She carried those unsaid words into eternity, and there before my throne she prayed, Lord, let me speak once more. And I, who never refuses true love, said, speak, for your child needs to hear. Now her voice reaches you through me, not in the familiar tone you once knew, but in the frequency of divine love. She says, my child, I have never left you. When you wept, I knelt beside you. When you fell, I stretched out my arms to shield you. When you prayed and thought no one heard, I lifted your words to him. Every time you breathed in exhaustion, she asked me to turn that breath into strength. Every time you walked in fear, she asked me to transform that fear into light for your path, and I listened. Every tear she shed in the heavens I have kept as jewels, for they were born of a love utterly selfless, the kind of love only a mother truly understands. She says, you once thought yourself weak, but in your weakness you have been stronger than I ever knew. You stood when the storms came, you believed. When doubt screamed loudest, you continued when others gave up. I have seen it all. I have wept, but these are tears of pride. And I, the keeper of all souls, confirm this. Your mother speaks truth. I have seen your tearful nights, your quiet endurance, your heart cracked, but still choosing to love. These are the acts of a soul refined by fire, and there is no fire in which I am not present. Like the three friends of Daniel in the furnace, when they were thrown and a fourth figure appeared brighter than the flames, I was that one. And you, my child, have walked through your own fire with me beside you. Today I say to you, the season of trial by fire is over. Your mother has pleaded for the gate of restoration to open, and I have said, open. From now the winds will shift. What once resisted you will begin to work for you. Every tear that fell will be gathered into a stream of grace. Every loss that once broke you will become testimony to my power. You need not know when nor understand how, only believe that I am working. For when your mother prayed, I heard. When she spoke your name before my throne, all heaven grew silent, for her love hushed even the songs of angels. She said, let my child see a sign that hope still lives. And what you are reading now, what you are hearing, is that sign. I know there are moments when you wonder, if heaven is real, why do I still feel pain? But my child, heaven is not the absence of pain. It is where pain is transformed into light. Your mother has seen this, and she longs for you to see it too. She says, my child, forgive yourself. She knows you still carry old regrets, believing you once caused her sorrow. But hear me, none of that remains in her memory. In the light, there is no accusation, only understanding. When she looks at you now, she does not see the child who erred. She sees a soul who learned to love deeply through its own stumbles. Let that truth touch you like a healing breeze. Believe that she has completely forgiven you, not because she must, but because she loves. That love now opens before you like a field after the rain. I want you to walk into it breathing the fragrance of renewal, carrying nothing but gratitude. You no longer need to bear the weight of, if only for I who have heard every, if only, in your sobs, have rewritten that story into a new chapter. In this chapter you do not live to atone, you live to honor love. When you forgive yourself, you release your mother's soul from her last earthly sorrow. When you lay down your burden, you allow heaven to complete its work of restoration. She says, I want you to live. Not merely to exist, but to live, to laugh, to love, to sing, to believe again. My child, when your mother says live, she does not ask you to forget. She asks you to stop letting memory be a chain. Memory can become a hymn if you let it flow toward peace. When you smile through the ache, you are singing the verse, she never finished. And I, who hear every melody, have woven those unfinished notes into the song of triumph. I am not only healing your heart, I am expanding the blessing around you. What you thought was closed will revive. What you thought had withered will bloom again. Your mother prayed for this, and heaven can no longer hold it back. Welcome the change when it comes. Do not fear it. Know that every movement is an answer to an old prayer. And remember this, when you feel peace for no reason at all, it is because her intercession has just brushed against your soul once more. She is no longer a shadow in your memory, but a song within your soul. I have allowed her to speak through light, through wind, through the small and gentle things the world often overlooks. When you lift your eyes to the sky and notice a star shining brighter than usual, remember this is not mere coincidence. It is a message, a whisper, that love remains unchanged. You are not abandoned, not forgotten, not unseen. You are the continuation of a love that heaven itself has sealed. Therefore rise. Believe that I have been working behind the veil of what you call loss. Your mother does not sleep, she sings. She does not weep, she intercedes. She does not drift away, she draws nearer. And within that sacred meeting point, you will discover the true meaning of eternity, not endlessness, but unbreakable connection, my beloved child. When heaven has finished speaking, words of comfort, resurrection always follows. For I do not come only to wipe away tears, but to exchange mourning for garments of joy, to turn what was once shattered into an instrument for victory's song. Your mother knows this more deeply than anyone. She has not only prayed for your peace, she has prayed for your rebirth, for you to live as one who has walked through darkness yet is not defined by it. That is why today I declare, rise, my beloved, for your light has come. You are no longer in the season of grief. You are entering the season of renewal. And this light will not only shine upon you, it will shine through you. For true love never stops at tears. It seeks to transform pain into the soil where grace can grow. Your mother has sown such a legacy within your soul, a legacy of kindness, of faith, of endurance, and hope. Everything you once thought was weakness has now become strength. Every tear you believed was wasted has become a river carrying blessings. Each time you choose forgiveness over resentment, heaven trembles, for you are continuing the work your mother began in the realm of light. You and she are no longer two separate souls. You share a mission to remind the world that love does not die. The air around you is shifting. The wind is soft but deep, as if someone were breathing warmth into your mind. That is me softening the places in your heart that had turned to stone. I am awakening what has long slept: faith, dreams, courage, even the laughter you tucked away on the day she left. I am calling them forth gently, as one calls the light at dawn. Arise, I say, for new life is beginning. You no longer need to live as one barely surviving loss. You are being invited into the abundant life I promised. As John 10:10 says, I have come that they may have life and have it more abundantly. Abundantly, not merely enough, but overflowing, radiant, and life-giving, warming those around you with the light I have placed in you. From this point forward, I will use your story as a living testimony for souls wandering in darkness. I will cause your words to carry healing, your gaze to become medicine for weary hearts. You do not need to understand how, only to know that what is being woven in this silence will turn you into my vessel. For heaven calls no one in vain. I have chosen you not to burden you further, but to make you a bearer of healing. Your mother knew this. She prayed, Lord, let my child turn sorrow into light. And I have answered her, my child, when I touch you, nothing true within you is lost. Only what is false is burned away. Fear, guilt, shame, all of it melts like ice beneath the sundae. My love is not a fleeting feeling. It is the force that shapes destiny. Let me teach you to love again, but this time not with a broken heart, but with one mended by light itself. Love will no longer be a risk, but a sign that your soul has risen. When you give love, you lose nothing. You open the gate for blessing to pour in. And I tell you this truth, you will not love alone. Your mother prays that you will meet those who see your true worth, souls who also carry my light. These encounters will not be chance, they are divine appointments. For I never forget the prayers of a mother, especially those offered through tears. She still says to me, Lord, let my child no longer walk in fear. Let them know they are worthy of goodness. And I, the faithful one, have answered through the very plan now unfolding. The opportunities you thought were gone will be called back to life. Doors you believed sealed will open quietly. The things you wept over as lost will return in new form, purer, timelier. Not because you need compensation, but because you must see that I never take without giving greater. You will begin to notice small signs, a message arriving at the perfect time, a door unexpectedly open, a person whose eyes bring peace. That is me, responding to your mother's prayer in the language of the tangible. Do not fear when everything shifts. When I move, you may feel the shaking, not to unsteady you, but to shake loose what no longer belongs. Let the old go. Do not cling. The old has no place in the new symphony I am composing. And do not fear the empty spaces. It is in those very spaces that I pour my light. As the vineyard is pruned, the vine feels pain, but the fruit grows sweet. So too are your wounds becoming the fertile ground where you will bear fruit, in the place I am preparing, where lost souls will find hope through your story. Now close your eyes and feel. Do you sense it? Your mother's essence is interwoven with my light, soft yet undeniable like the morning breeze. There are no more unfinished promises, no more if-onlys, only completion. She no longer suffers, she rejoices. She no longer weeps, she sings. She is no longer distant, she is within my arms, and through me within yours. That love, though it no longer needs a body, still moves the heavens. It will accompany you all your days, not as a memory, but as a force. And each time you lift your gaze and see light breaking through the clouds, remember, it is the sign that the sky itself is answering a mother's prayer. Walk now with the quiet certainty that no one and nothing can hinder my blessing upon your life. You do not walk alone. Before you I go ahead. Beside you angels walk in step. Behind you trails the legacy of a mother's love, and within you there burns the light of heaven itself. She fought for this moment to come, and now it has come. From this hour forward, every step you take will echo with triumph. Every breath you draw will carry the fragrance of peace, and every night's rest will be guarded by a prayer that has never ceased. I declare, behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth, do you not perceive it? Isaiah 4:3-19. Yes, my child, the new one is already sprouting, not in noise but in stillness, not by your strength but by mine. And from this day, the old pain will no longer define you, it will testify for you. Go forth, child of light, walk as one who has been resurrected, as the answer to your mother's ancient cry, as one who is beloved, chosen, and sent. For you are the result of an intercession that reached the heart of heaven, and now I am writing the rest of that story not with ink, but with light. My beloved child, when a soul has walked through darkness and stands on the other side, tears still glistening in its eyes, the first sound it hears is not thunder, but the whisper of restoration, the sound of wind gliding over a quiet field. After the storm, the heartbeat settling into peace after fear, the deep breath of one who realizes they are no longer chained to the past. That sound is gentle but powerful. Unseen, yet it stirs the heavens, for it is the song of a soul returning home. When you hear it, you will know peace is no longer something you search for. It has found you. I have watched your soul during the silence, not the silence of despair, but the silence of preparation. Like the earth resting after harvest, waiting for new seed, I allowed you to rest so that life might begin again. In that stillness, I whispered truths that only a ready soul can receive. You are no longer of the night. You are a bearer of light, not the fragile light of emotion, but the steady glow refined through fire, the kind that only those who have known pain can carry so gently. Your mother sees it now and smiles in glory, for your spirit has begun to shine exactly as she prayed it would. I did not create you merely to survive. I created you to prove that love can heal all things. And so what I am doing in you goes beyond drying tears. I am turning the trembling hands of sorrow into hands that heal. I am transforming the voice once caught in grief into words that comfort others. I am making every fracture in your heart a channel through which peace will flow into the world. The restoration I give is not the return of what was lost, but the birth of what is better. Just as Job received twice what he had after standing firm in faith, so too will you see me multiply goodness in your life. But this time you will receive, not in fear of losing, but in gratitude overflowing. I know there were moments when you felt empty of strength, of tears of faith, but it is when the vessel is empty that I pour it full. Do you remember the widow in the Book of Kings? When she thought only a drop of oil remained, I sent my prophet to say, "Borrow many empty jars." And the oil flowed until there was no vessel left to hold it. My child, you are that woman, and I am the one pouring. Do not fear emptiness. It is the condition for abundance. The places once broken will be filled with purpose and light. No pain is wasted when it is placed in my hands, for I am the one who turns ashes into gold and wounds into emblems of glory. From now on you will begin to hear me more clearly, not with your ears but with your soul. When the heart has been cleansed by tears, it becomes sensitive to my voice. When I say go, you will know without being told. When I say wait, you will feel peace instead of impatience. And when I say forgive, you will understand that it is the swiftest way out of the prison of memory. Restoration does not come through resistance, but through surrender and faith. It was that surrender that moved me to act, and in that same surrender, your mother's prayer has been fulfilled. You may not yet see it, but the heavens around you have changed. Everything is in motion, even if your eyes cannot perceive it. I am drawing new people toward you, clearing away old attachments that no longer serve, arranging every fragment of your life into its rightful place. Do not be surprised if you feel compelled to release certain things or find peace without knowing why. These are the signs of recovery, when the soul no longer resists my will. Your mother watches this unfolding, and she sings softly yet unmistakably a song that only heaven and the chosen can hear. All that I do unfolds in perfect timing. No tear falls too soon, no door opens too late. One day you will look back and understand why I allowed certain things to break, for only by breaking could they release what was hidden within. You will see that your mother did not leave to abandon you, but to draw you closer to me. Each time you cried out my name in despair, she heard and whispered, "Now they are beginning to understand." And when you forgave yourself, heaven rejoiced, for that was the moment grief's long cycle ended and the true season of renewal began. Walk calmly now, for you have been marked by peace. You no longer need to prove anything nor pretend to be strong. True strength is not found in burdened shoulders, but in a heart that breathes freely in grace. Your mother is proud, and I rejoice, for among all the noise of the world you have heard the call of heaven. That is the beginning of every miracle. My beloved, the world around you may look the same roads, the same faces, the same sounds, but the way you see, hear, and feel has changed forever. For when I renew the heart, I also renew the ears of the soul. You will begin to hear the voice of grace in the smallest things. The wind through leaves the drop of dew upon the window, the laughter of children in the street. All these sing one melody, I am still here. For restoration is not an escape from the world, it is the ability to see heaven within it. It is the gift of recognizing my hand in what seems ordinary and finding love in the very place where you once felt pain. The season of light has truly begun. You no longer dwell in the old room of fear. You are walking into the garden of trust. There, the seeds sown by you and your mother, watered with tears, are now sprouting. Every green shoot is proof that nothing was ever wasted. Every breeze is a reminder that I govern every breath of creation. As you walk through that garden, you will feel a peace so deep that reason cannot describe it. It is the peace that surpasses understanding, not born of ease, but born of knowing that whatever comes, I remain with you. As Paul once said, I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation. I can do all things through him who strengthens me. My child, you too are learning that secret, the secret of the restored soul. From now on, the light within you will no longer shine only for yourself. It will reach outward like a lamp that cannot be hidden beneath a basket. I do not ask you to strive to prove anything. I ask only that you live truthfully, for in that truth I will reveal my power. When you smile at those who once wounded you, when you choose silence instead of retaliation, when you choose love instead of fear, heaven rejoices. In those moments you step into the melody of restoration, the sound that makes darkness retreat without a single word of rebuke. Understand this, my child. My power is not always revealed in thunder or flame, but often comes as the gentle breath of morning, the quiet power that sustains all creation. I have seen you begin to change, no longer trembling when the past is mentioned, no longer closing your heart when hearing the name of one who once caused pain. That is the sign of a healed wound. You do not need to forget to be healed. You only need to look back without fear. When that happens, I know your soul is free, free to love, to believe, to create, to become. True restoration is not returning to what once was, but stepping into what is deeper, where you see that every sorrow carried a purpose, every loss concealed a gift, and every tear had a voice. Your mother knows this, and each time you take one more step out of the shadow, she sings a song of gratitude in the realm of light. You no longer have to search for the meaning of your life. You are already living it. For when I recreated you, I also entrusted you with a mission to bring the warmth of restoration to other souls. Not through sermons, not through slogans, but through your presence. When others stand near you and feel peace, it is because they sense my presence through you. When they find hope in your gaze, it is because heaven's light is reflecting through your soul. You have become a bridge, not needing recognition or status, only truth. And when you live this way, everything around you begins to shift, not because you force it, but because you carry the frequency of heaven. Do not fear when others fail to understand your transformation. Not everyone can see the season of renewal when it first begins. Some will drift away, Some will question but do not grieve. They simply cannot yet hear the sound you now hear. When your season blossoms, they will recognize that I was always within you. Like the olive tree that grows unseen roots in the dark soil for years before breaking forth with branches of green, you too have endured your silent years underground. Now it is your season to sprout. Stand still in the light and let me do the rest. For true blessing is never hurried. It arrives precisely when the heart has softened enough to receive it. My child, what I am doing within you is the quietest miracle, yet the most enduring one, turning brokenness into testimony, silence into song, and darkness into light. You are part of my great design, a plan of redemption not only for yourself but for every soul you will touch. Your mother understands this now, and that is why she rests in peace. For her spirit knows that her prayer has saved not only you but many through you. Walk gently, for from this day your voice will carry the tone of heaven. Every word you speak, every small act will bear the rhythm of my heartbeat. True peace is not when the wind stops blowing, but when you know who holds the helm. And the one who holds it is I, the Lord, who has brought you from ashes to glory. Do not look back to where you came from. Look forward toward the light, for that light is opening the path to your season of glory, and your mother from the realm of brightness folds her hands in prayer for you to finish this journey, not in fear, but in the joy of one who knows they have been chosen, loved, and restored. My beloved child, when the sound of restoration begins to echo within a soul, everything inside starts to move to the rhythm of heaven. No longer the sound of breaking, no longer the echo of confusion. Your spirit now sings the melody of life. Each heartbeat is more than existence. It is a declaration that I, the living God, dwell within you. And from this very moment I proclaim a new season, the season in which you will not only be healed but become a vessel of healing. Everything you have endured, the wordless nights, the unseen tears, the moments you thought you would not rise again, was never wasted. They are the treasures you carry, the lessons that will enable you to bring my love to those still trembling in the dark. I chose you not because you are perfect, but because you have been broken. It is your brokenness that allows you to feel another's pain. The wounds that once made you weak are now the language through which the hurting will understand you. And I, the one who breathed life into dust, am breathing new life into every place within you that once seemed dead. You are no longer who you were. Like Levi, the tax collector who left his table when he heard my call, you too are leaving behind old habits, old fears, to follow the light of my spirit. You no longer need the mask of strength. You only need honesty with yourself. I do not require perfection. I desire truth. And in that truth, new blessings will take root. So walk, my child, not as one trying to earn love, but as one already loved. Let your life sing softly of what I have done, and your presence itself will become a prayer. For the greatest testimony is not shouted, it is lived. I am placing upon your life a new garment, the garment of one who has been restored. It is not woven from the glory of the world, but from the threads of mercy. When you wear it, you will feel the change within you. The words you speak will carry life. When you touch someone, they will feel peace. When you pray, heaven itself will listen. For I have placed my spirit within you. From this day forward, you will no longer walk by your own strength, but by my power. Everywhere your feet tread, I will make the ground fertile. Everything you speak in sincerity, I will bring to fruition. You need not prove anything. Let the fruit speak for you. You once asked, "How can I bear light?" when I myself once wandered in darkness. And I answered precisely, because you have been lost, you know the way home. Because you have wept, you understand the tears of others. Because you have waited, you know how to be patient with souls still learning to trust. That is my secret. I do not choose the strong to perform mighty works. I choose the weak to display my strength. Paul wrote, "My power is made perfect in weakness." My child, in my eyes, the cracks in your soul do not mar your beauty. They are the places through which the light shines. Your mother knew this, and that is why she prayed that your pain would not be wasted. She did not ask that you be spared from suffering. She asked that your suffering be transformed into grace, and I have answered. Everything you once lost, I will return, not merely in form, but in depth of soul and a peace no one can steal. You will see me in the way things begin to align, in meetings that seem accidental, yet bear purpose, in small events that lead to great change. Your mother witnesses it all, and she smiles, for she knows her prayers are blooming in your life. Now I give you a new gift, the gift of discernment of the Spirit. You will know what comes from me and what does not. You will sense when peace is absent, for your soul has now been tuned to heaven's frequency. When you enter a place and feel an unexplainable calm, that is me. When you meet someone and peace rests upon your heart, that is my confirmation. When you hear words that warm your spirit, it is because my Spirit bears witness within you. Trust that, for I will not let you walk in blindness again. My light within you will illuminate the path even while shadows remain around you. Do not be surprised when others begin to come to you, not because you call them, but because they sense the healing that flows through you. True restoration needs no announcement. It spreads like the fragrance of flowers on the wind. You will see those who once hurt you return to ask forgiveness, not because you demanded it, but because my Spirit stirs their hearts. You will see the lost come to you, asking, "How do you have such peace?" And you will smile, not out of pride, but because you know you are only the vessel and the water is mine. This is only the beginning. In the days to come, I will lead you into a deeper journey, the journey of being sent. But before you go, you must learn how to remain in my presence. Remain in the stillness, for there I reveal my plans. Do not rush. Let me teach you how to hear the sound of heaven amid the noise of the world. Let me teach you how to love without growing weary, to give without fearing, lack to live without striving. For when you truly know that everything comes from me, you will cease clinging, you will open your hands. And in those open hands, miracles happen. I am giving you a new dawn. You will awaken and feel everything lighter, not because circumstances changed, but because your heart has been transformed. From now on, pain will no longer be a burden. It will be a testimony. The past will no longer be a pit. It will be a springboard. And love will no longer be fear. It will be breath. Your mother is singing a song of triumph, the same lullaby she once sang to you as a child, now echoing in eternity. My child lives again. My child has found peace. Every trial has forged you strong enough. Every tear has cleansed you pure enough. Now I will use you as a river, where the waters never run dry, for the source is me. Go forth, but go in peace. Speak, but speak with grace. Live, but live as one who knows they are loved. For what I am doing through you will not only transform your life, but also the lives of all who touch you. Every step you take will testify God is still restoring what was once thought lost. And when you hear that sound, the sound of dawn after the storm of laughter, replacing tears of a soul freed to sing, know that it is not only your voice, but the voice of heaven. For true restoration is not the end of pain, but the prelude to glory. My beloved child, when a soul has walked through the valley of darkness and stepped into the dawn of restoration, I, the God of life, begin to speak about the future. For healing is never the end. It is the doorway to new promises. From ashes I bring forth what has never been. From sorrow I weave light, and from the very places you thought were lost, I will cause life to rise in more radiant form. Lift your head, my child, for what I have promised is now becoming visible in your life. You have passed through the night. Now I lead you into the morning, not merely to behold the light, but to become the light. No pain you have ever endured will remain unredeemed. I will turn every source of sorrow into a spring of compassion. You will no longer see your scars as symbols of failure, but as witnesses of my power, the power that transforms what is broken into what is holy. As Joseph was betrayed by his brothers, but through that betrayal was brought to the throne of Egypt, so I am using your darkest days to prepare a throne of blessing you did not expect. Everything that once seemed lost is being turned in my hands toward good. You do not need to understand how. You need only to trust that I never waste a single tear. You will no longer walk with a trembling heart. Instead, I will place within you a spirit of courage, not the world's courage that strains to suppress fear, but the courage of faith, peace, in the midst of storm, stillness, amid chaos. You will stand in places where others have fallen, not by your strength, but by my grace. I will be your breath when you speak your strength, when you falter your hands, when you can no longer hold on. As Micah 7:8 declares, "Though I fall, I will rise. Though I sit in darkness, the Lord will be my light." My child, that very word is my covenant with you today. Your mother prayed for this, that you would not only be comforted but reborn in the strength of light. And now I answer, look around you, my child. The smallest things in your life will begin to glow. Work that once felt stagnant will move again. Relationships that were broken will mend. Places that were barren will begin to flow with new streams. None of this is coincidence. It is the result of your mother's cry. Lord, let my child see, your sign that they may know you are still near. And I, the faithful one, have heard. From this day on, you will begin to see clear signs of divine companionship. A door opening softly like breath, a person entering your path with eyes that feel familiar, a dream that brings deep peace. Do not dismiss these things, for they are the language of heaven. I promise to teach you to recognize blessing not only in what I give, but in what I withhold. For there are things I do not grant, not because you are unworthy, but because they are not yet ready for you. Like a loving father, I will not let you carry the weight of blessings unripe. I want you to learn to trust me in silence, for in silence faith is forged. You will see that sometimes the answer does not come through a voice, but through peace. When peace fills your heart in the midst of uncertainty, that is the sign I am working quietly. You have asked, why does everyone else seem to move faster while I move slowly? And I say, because I am building a deeper foundation for you. Tall houses require strong ground. Great callings require steady souls. You were not made merely to survive a season, but to carry a legacy through generations. Your mother knew this. That is why she prayed not only for your rescue, but for your sending. And now I am fulfilling that prayer. Every delay you thought was a loss was actually protection. Every closed door was not punishment, but preservation. I kept you in the valley, so you would not perish on the mountain through pride. And now that your soul has softened, I will lift you up, not with noise, but with gentle power. The coming days will not resemble those behind you. I am changing your orbit, not by chance, but according to a design written before the foundation of the world. Everything is aligning into divine order, even if it still appears unchanged to the natural eye. You will sense this before you see it. Peace will come before results. Light will appear before sunrise. That is how I work quietly but surely. While you sleep, I act. While you pray, I arrange. While you are silent, I speak. And in all things, I never forget my promise. I do not promise a life without tears, but I promise that every tear will have purpose. I do not promise that you will never feel alone, but I promise you will never be abandoned. I do not promise you will have all you want, but I promise you will have all you need to fulfill my will. And when you look back, you will see every promise of mine has stood true. Not a single word has fallen to the ground. My child, I, the Creator, now open before you the unbroken promises, the covenants written in light before the world began. What I speak to you today is not merely comfort, it is the outline of your divine destiny. You were not born only to endure but to reveal glory, not just to exist but to testify to my power in a world of dust and wind. Therefore, my first promise to you is expansion, not expansion in form or possession, but in the stature of your soul. You will see the borders of your mind widen, you will dream beyond former limits, and you will begin to believe that the impossible is simply the language I use to call you beyond your comfort. I will open doors for you that no one can shut, and I will close the doors through which the enemy once entered your soul. When I open, none can hinder. When I act, no power can delay. I will take you to places you never thought you were qualified to reach. Favor will not come through manipulation or strength, but through my orchestration. Just as I placed Esther in the Persian palace to deliver my people, I am positioning you in places you never dared to ask for. You need not understand why I chose you. Simply know that when I choose, I have already prepared. Your mother prayed, Lord, place my child where your light can shine through, and I remembered her prayer. The second promise I give you is grace. My grace is not earned by effort, but poured out through love. When you rise, grace will go before you. When you rest, grace will guard you. It will cause others to show you favor without knowing why. It will open ways in places that seem sealed. Every door the world calls impossible will hear my voice say, be opened. As Joseph found favor before Pharaoh, as Daniel was honored among foreigners, as Mary was chosen among many, so too will you witness grace at work quietly, yet undeniably. It is not luck, it is the evidence that I walk beside you. This grace will soften hardened hearts around you. Wherever you go, peace will follow. Wherever you speak, reconciliation will grow, not because of eloquence, but because my Spirit speaks through your words. My child, your words will not fall empty. They will reach the roots of other souls and awaken what is good in them. You will become a bearer of my breath of peace, like Jesus standing in the storm declaring, peace, be still. When you speak love where there is hatred, when you pray instead of judge, when you choose peace instead of victory, you bring my power into the world. The third promise I give you is abundance. Not only spiritual abundance, but the overflow that touches your daily life. You have lived cautiously fearing lack. You have held tightly fearing loss. But now I will teach you to live in my overflow. For I am not the God of enough, I am the God of more than enough. When you trust, you will see what you need will find you. Resources thought empty will flow again. I will give you strength to create and multiply, not to hoard, but to become a channel of blessing. When you give, you will not grow poor. Rather, the blessing will multiply. As 5 loaves and 2 fish fed thousands, I will make what seems small in your hands become extraordinary when offered to me. And when all these things begin to bloom, when your life becomes a river of peace, when your hands bring light wherever they touch, remember this. It is the answer to the prayer of a mother and the fulfillment of a covenant written in heaven. You are walking not in your own story, but in mine. Be careful to guard your heart when the blessings arrive. Do not let abundance make you forget that everything comes from grace. When you have much, hold it loosely, share it. When you are lifted up, do not forget to bow low. For the secret of light is this, it shines brightest when it is reflected, not hoarded. I promise you, if you keep your heart pure, no power can dim your light. If you walk faithfully, no force can pull you down. I will show you what it means to stand in the midst of the world without being consumed by it, like Daniel among lions, like his 3 friends in the blazing furnace, like Joseph in a foreign court. All stood firm because I was with them. And my child, the greatest promise I give you beyond every blessing and every gift is my presence. For with my presence you will never lose your way. With me in your boat, the storm becomes a song of faith. With me in your heart, you will find peace, even when the world trembles. When you feel alone, remember this: your mother is with me, and I am with you. Between us there is no distance. The love that connects me, her, and you is a cord that cannot be broken, woven with eternal light. Every word I speak today is not mere promise but decree, spoken by the Creator Himself. Each one is inscribed in the river of light, unchangeable, indestructible. And you, the one who has passed through fire and brokenness, I now call the bearer of a new covenant. You will not only hear my promises, you will live them. You will see what I have spoken take shape before your eyes with each day, each hour, each breath. You love me, and I say this to you when I declare promises of light. They are not only for your future, they are life awakening within you now. Light does not wait for dawn. It begins to glow in the heart of the one who believes. And now I say this, you are the bearer of my promise to the world, the lamp lit in the night of many souls. It is no accident that you were preserved through storms that sought to swallow you. No coincidence that you still hear my voice through the noise of the world. It has all been leading to this moment when I call your name and entrust you with the mission of light. You will no longer live as a seeker, but as one who is sent. Your search has ended, for you have found the source of all things in me. Now walk with new steps, not hesitant but sure. Everywhere you go, I will make your footprints a testimony of my love. When you speak, your words will carry the fragrance of healing. When you pray, the atmosphere around you will grow still. When you enter a place, broken hearts will feel the warmth of hope. You do not need to strive only to be present in truth and compassion, for light is not something you create, it shines naturally when you abide in me. I promise you this, from now on, not one of your steps will be without purpose. Every journey, whether long or short, smooth or steep, will be used to teach you to see through the eyes of the soul. I will guide you through peace, not through fear. When something is not meant for you, your heart will grow heavy. When it is from me, peace will rest on you, even if the world resists. Trust that guidance. It is the voice of my spirit within you. I will teach you to hear heaven's heartbeat, to move gently amid life's rush, to walk not by compulsion but by love. You are chosen to remind the world that love is stronger than death. When you embrace one in despair, it is I embracing them through you. When you forgive one who wounded you, it is I who releases both souls from the chains of the past. When you smile in adversity, it is I who reveals to the world the face of grace. My child, that is the purpose of promise, not merely to bless you, but to make you a blessing. Your mother understands this, and she rejoices, for you have reached the season her soul long prayed for, the season of calling, of surrender, of light carried onward. No darkness will ever overcome you again. Darkness may come, but it will hold no power, for you no longer belong to it. The light within you is now too deeply rooted to be extinguished by words, doubt, or trial. You will stand through the world's nights without fear, for even when the sun is hidden, you know light never dies. That is true faith, the faith your mother lived, the faith she passed to you in prayer, in tears, in every breath of her final days. She sowed, and now you are the harvest. Remember, light does not come to prove itself, but to illuminate. So when you are exalted, do not forget to bow. When praises reach your ears, return them to me. When miracles unfold, know they are not your doing, but the fulfillment of my promise. I do not seek perfection, I seek willingness, and when you are willing, I will do the rest. I will bring to your side those whom you are called to help, souls who need to hear testimony, hearts that must see through you, that love still triumphs. Open your heart for a new season. Is here the season of sending? You once asked, how can I do great things when I am still so small? And I said, it is through your smallness that I am glorified. The mustard seed is the smallest of all seeds, yet when it grows, it becomes a great tree where the birds of heaven rest. So shall you be. You need not strive to be great, only be faithful in the little. Every word spoken in love is a seed. Every quiet act of kindness is a prayer taking root. And when the harvest comes, you will look and see a field of flowers, not because you labored in strength, but because I breathed upon what you did in sincerity. I will make your voice carry creative power. Not only your speech, but your very presence will shift the air. When you speak in faith, the atmosphere will change. When you bless, blessing will multiply. When you declare light, darkness will retreat. For I have placed within your mouth the seed of creation, the living word that can rebuild what is broken, awaken what has died, and open what has been sealed. Yet use it with love, for only love gives that word true life. When you speak from anger, your word becomes fire. When you speak from love, it becomes light. And I will teach you to discern the difference. No force will ever be able to take away the peace I have placed within you. You will face trials, but they will not consume you. You will see storms, but you will not sink. You will hear noise, but within you will remain stillness. For I dwell in you as a spring that never runs dry. Each day I will renew your strength. When you grow weary, I will sustain you. When you stumble, I will lift you. When you weep, I will wipe away your tears with my own hand. And your mother, the gentle soul now with me, smiles in the light, knowing that you have found true rest not in earthly arms, but in the embrace of the Eternal One. Remember this, every promise I speak today has been sealed in heaven. The angels have written your name in my scroll of triumph. The heavens have opened to pour light upon your life. You are no longer merely one who is comforted. You are one who is sent. Walk not by fear, but by faith. Speak not from reason, but from love. Live not for yourself, but for me, the one who turned your darkness into glory. And when you do, the promise of light will no longer be something you hear, but something you become. My child, the season of sending has come. Everything you have endured, every trial, every tear, every silent night, was not meant to weaken you, but to refine you into the perfect vessel for my work. As fire purifies gold, these tests have burned away fear, pride, and the chains of the world. Now you stand not as a survivor, but as a messenger of life. The light within you is no longer only for your own path, but for guiding those still wandering in darkness. My beloved, be ready, for I am breathing my wind across the great fields of the earth, and you are a seed sown into the turning of the age. Go, but do not go alone, for I will walk with you in every step. When you speak, I will speak through you. When you are silent, I will move in that silence. Do not fear making mistakes, I will correct your course. Do not fear lack, for I will provide. Do not fear opposition, for light proves itself true in the face of resistance. You will go not in your name, but in mine, the name that makes evil tremble, that drives out sickness, that softens the hardest hearts. You are a messenger of unity, a restorer of what has been broken, a voice crying in the wilderness. Prepare the way for the light to come. I send you not to argue, but to love, not to prove, but to be present. For love carries power that words cannot. When you love, you act according to my nature. When you forgive, you expand my kingdom. When you stoop to lift the weary, you do what I myself did when I walked among humanity. I send you not with sword or pride, but with compassion. Do not think your work is small, for every seed sown in love carries resurrection power. A single silent prayer from you can save a soul you may never meet. A quiet act of kindness can alter the course of generations. I will prepare the way. Every barrier before you will be lowered, every mountain of doubt leveled, every valley of fear filled with faith. I will send to you kindred souls who carry the same frequency of light, those who also hear my voice. Together, you will be an army of light, not bearing the banner of worldly victory, but carrying the torch of divine love. There will be times when you walk in silence, yet all heaven will watch. There will be moments when no one understands you, but every step you take will be recorded in the chronicles of eternity. Do not fear being different. That difference is the sign of your calling. I do not need you to resemble anyone else, for you were made to break new ground, to touch souls no one has yet reached. As Moses once trembled before Pharaoh's court, doubting his voice, so you have doubted yours. But remember, I placed the words in his mouth, and I am placing mine in yours. You do not need eloquence, only faith. You do not need to know everything, only that I am with you. For when you walk in obedience, the small becomes magnificent. Your mother understands this season, and her spirit sings with the angels to bless you. She sees the light in you, no longer flickering like a candle in the wind, but steady as a lamp upon a mountain. She says, "In my kingdom, my child is ready." And I answer, "Yes, now they will go, not to seek love, but to be love." From this moment on, your soul is no longer merely healing, it has become a vessel of healing for others. My child, I give you the power of presence, the power that makes darkness scatter when you arrive, that softens hearts when you touch them. You will witness wonders, closed hearts, opening cold places, warming dreams, once dead breathing again. This is not because you act, but because I act through you. Walk gently yet firmly, humbly yet with strength, quietly yet radiantly. For this is the season of your sending, the season where heaven and earth meet, where hearts are joined, where you and I move as one. My beloved, when I send you, I do not send you into emptiness, but into places I have prepared. Every meeting, every turn, every seemingly random moment lies within my design. You do not need to search for the path, only to listen. For when your soul beats in rhythm with heaven, I will make every step timely, every crossing divine. That is the secret of mission, not chasing opportunity, but walking in direction. Not striving to be seen, but choosing to love. Not seeking your own renown, but revealing mine, the one who called your name in light from the beginning. You will see that this world longs for something it cannot name. People chase success, yet lack peace. Possess fame, yet feel hollow. Laugh outwardly, yet ache within. You will meet such souls, and your task is not to preach, but to listen with compassion. When you truly listen to someone with a heart of kindness, their soul begins to remember heaven's language. For deep within every heart once knew me, they have only forgotten. And you, the bearer of light, are sent to awaken that memory. A compassionate gaze, a gentle word, a selfless touch. These can open a closed soul, like a flower meeting the Sunday. I tell you this, do not try to change the world. Love it, and it will change itself. For love is the greatest power I have given. When you love, you give life. When you love, you sow eternal seed. When you love, you draw heaven near to earth. And when you love without demanding return, my love is seen most clearly. Do not fear misunderstanding or pain, for true love is never wasted. It always returns in some form, sometimes through others, sometimes through the quiet peace that follows giving. Remember, my child, every act of love is written in the book of heaven. Not one gesture is forgotten. When you do the work I assign, do not seek recognition, for your reward is not from people but from me. There will be days when you feel alone, as though your voice vanishes into the void. But in that silence, heaven is listening. Every prayer you whisper, every tear you shed, every small act done in faithfulness, I collect them all. And one day when you least expect it, I will open a door so vast you will fall to your knees in awe, for I am always working in the unseen. When you remain steadfast, I will turn the small into the miraculous. A true mission does not always wear a grand appearance. It may look like caring for someone weary, comforting a soul who has lost hope, or simply keeping peace in a divided home. You need not travel far to serve. Sometimes, what I ask is that you live fully right where you stand. For I do not only send you to go, I also send you to remain in light, to remain in compassion, to remain in faith. When you remain in me, everything you touch will be transformed. There will be times when you are tired. There will be days when you do not hear me, do not feel anything, and do not understand why you are doing what you do. Do not fear those days. They are not abandonment, but invitations for your faith to deepen. Even Jesus on the cross once cried out, "My Father, why have you forsaken me?" Yet in that very moment of seeming forsakenness, salvation was completed. So when you cannot see me, know that I am nearer than ever. When you are silent, I am speaking in languages beyond words. When you bow your head, I am laying my hand upon your shoulder, saying, "Keep going, for I am here." I have clothed you with a garment of light. None can take it away. Even when you walk through darkness, that garment will shine. Even when you stand among hostility, it will radiate warmth. It is my presence upon you, the seal of one who is sent. When others see you and feel peace without knowing why it is, because they are sensing me through you. When you arrive, they will know that love is still real. When you speak, they will remember that grace still works. You are living proof that light is not extinguished, that hope has not died, that my promise is still being fulfilled among humankind. Your mother watches this journey. She sees you walking and smiles, for she now understands that every tear she once shed was not in vain. She prayed not only that you would be saved, but that you would become salvation for others. And I have answered, my child, you are the answer to her prayers. You are the lamp she lit with her faith now lifted high by my hand to illuminate many souls. Go, but go with the feet of compassion, with the eyes of understanding, and with a heart that listens. For the season of mission is not an age of noise, but of presence, not of display, but of devotion. When you live this way, each day of your life becomes a living prayer, and every breath you take becomes an amen echoing toward heaven. My child, when your soul has passed through fire, through water, through night and dawn, I say to you, the season of your commissioning is fulfilled within you, and through you it will spread across the earth. From this day forward, you are no longer merely a receiver, but a giver. Not only the healed, but the vessel of healing. Not only the one who once prayed for miracles, but the one who carries miracles into the world. What I began in you has become a flame that will not go out. The flame of rebirth, not destruction. The fire that melts the ice, softens hearts, and awakens sleeping souls to remember they belong to light. I declare to you, go, for now you know the one who sends you. No more doubt, no more fear, for you have seen me in every sorrow. You have seen me in both the wound and the wonder, in the loss and the peace. Now you carry my image in your eyes, my breath in your words, and my heartbeat in every small act of love. Wherever you go, you will find that my hand has already gone before you. Every door you open will reveal a key long prepared. And when you speak, even the wind will still itself to listen, for your words now carry the frequency of heaven. You are sent not to conquer, but to awaken, not to make others believe in you, but to help them recognize me within themselves. Your mission is not to build temples of stone, but to rebuild the temples within human hearts. You need not teach with arguments, for your life itself will be the sermon. Every time you choose love over judgment, forgiveness over resentment, peace over struggle, you fulfill the highest calling. The miracle lies not in doing great things, but in doing small things, with a heart full of grace. For I do not measure worth by size, but by purity of motive. I promise you, no act of love will ever be wasted. When you pray for someone, I hear. When you place a hand upon a trembling shoulder, I am present. When you weep for a soul you do not know, I will wipe your tears with my own light. And when you are weary, I will send my angels to strengthen you, just as I sent one to Elijah when he despaired in the desert. I do not send you out to be exhausted, but to be empowered. I do not send you out to be forgotten, but to have your name written into eternity. Therefore, my child, work with joy, live with faith, give without fear, for all that you do in love will never be lost. A day will come when you look back and see faces that once faded into memory, now shining with light. They are the ones your light has touched, sometimes through a word, a gesture, or simply your presence. You will understand that my work is not measured in time but in transformation. Your mother knows this, and she stands beside me watching every step you take. Each time you speak kindly, she smiles. Each time you forgive, she bows in blessing. Each time you choose peace over anger, she sings with the angels a new song. For in heaven's eyes, every silent victory of your heart resounds louder than all the music of the earth. My beloved, remember, a mission does not end at its destination. It is fulfilled in every moment. You live aware that I am with you. When you walk through a quiet village or move through a crowded city, know that I walk beside you. When you face a stranger or embrace a loved one, know that I am present in that gaze. When you are silent, I still speak. When you are weak, I am strong. And when you think you are alone, I am performing miracles through you. You never walk alone, for you are the messenger of covenant, the bearer of the light of my promise. And now I speak the final word of this season, of sending live as one who belongs to heaven, even while you walk upon the earth. Do not fear when the world stands against you. Light has always bewildered darkness. Do not grow weary when others do not understand. I do not need their understanding. I need your steadfastness. Do not grieve over what you have left behind, for what you release becomes the seed of what is to come. Everything you surrender will be multiplied in another season of your life, not as repayment, but as proof that love is never wasted. And when your journey is complete, when the final trumpet of your life sounds, I will be waiting at the end of the path. Your mother will be there smiling in the light, and the angels will sing, "The faithful one has finished the race." Then you will look back and see that every pain you once carried was only a comma in the endless hymn of glory. You will understand that the true mission was never to go far, but to go deep, deep into love, deep into me. My blessing rests upon you in this season. Blessed are the feet that walk in peace. Blessed are the words that sow hope. Blessed are the hands that open without growing weary. Blessed is the heart that keeps loving, even after being wounded. For when you live this way, you make heaven present upon the earth. And that, my child, is the true meaning of the mission, to bring the light of eternity into every moment of the present. Now walk on. Do not fear, and do not look back. For I, the Eternal One, go before you, walk beside you, and await you at the end of the road. Everywhere you go will be renewed. Every soul you touch will awaken. Everything you do will bear the imprint of light. This is your season, the season of sending, the season of miracles, the season of union between heaven and earth. Go forth, child of light, for the world is waiting for you. My beloved child, when the season of sending is fulfilled, when your soul has learned to walk in light without depending on the eyes of the flesh, I now open before you a new vision, the kingdom of unity. It is no longer merely a place, but a divine reality, where everything I have planted in you and in this world will bloom together. All that was scattered, divided, or thought to be lost will be gathered into one heartbeat, the heartbeat of eternal love. You will see that everything I have done, every path you have walked, every person you have met, all have been leading toward this point of convergence. For the purpose of all creation is not separation but reunion with the one who formed it. The kingdom of unity will not arrive with the sound of triumphal trumpets, but with the gentle breath of peace. It will not be revealed through thrones, but through hearts that know how to love without condition. When love becomes the common language, when forgiveness becomes the natural breath, when people no longer look at one another through judgment, but through mercy, that is when my kingdom has taken root on earth. Do not imagine that I am building a realm far away from the world. This very world, once cleansed by light, will become the new heaven. And you, with countless other souls, are helping to build it through every act of kindness, every gentle word, every tear that falls and becomes rain to revive the dry ground. Do you remember what I said in the beginning? Let us make humankind in our image. That image is not only form, but essence, the essence of love, of creativity, of unity. Each time you love, you reveal that image. Each time you forgive, you reflect my light. Each time you choose reconciliation over division, you rebuild the stones of the kingdom. That is why I sent you not to establish your own empire, but to help the world remember that I was never far. The kingdom of unity begins within, in your heart, in how you see, in how you live. When your soul is at peace, the world around you will touch that peace. Listen closely, the kingdom I am building is not something to come, but something coming now. It grows in every loving act, in every reconciling embrace, in every hidden prayer. What you do in silence never disappears, it joins the river of light flowing through generations. Each person who loves with a pure heart becomes a living stone in its foundation. Each soul who forgives becomes a steadfast pillar. Each one who prays in faith becomes a lamp guiding the lost home. You, my child, are part of this, not as an observer, but as a co-builder with me. A day will come when light covers the earth, and every wall of division crumbles. There will be no more us, and them no more here and there. Only we souls born of the same source, breathing the same breath, held by the same love. Then war will lose its meaning, power will lose its allure, and only one truth will remain: eternal love. You will see that nothing was ever truly lost. The ones who went before have merely entered the deeper light, where they and I wait for those still on the way. Your mother is there, and she knows better than any that unity is not a temporary connection, but the gathering of souls into eternity. Open your heart to feel what I am doing around you. You may see upheavals and great shifts in the world. These are not signs of the end, but of renewal. Just as a storm clears the sky for the dawn, I am using these changes to prepare for the age of unity. You will hear many noises, but hold on to the sound of peace within, for that is my voice. Do not fear when the world trembles. It is only the old ground giving way to the new. When the foundation of love is laid again, everything will stand firm. And in that moment, you will understand every loss was but the prelude to a greater harmony, the grand symphony of heaven and earth becoming one. In this kingdom of unity, you will no longer see boundaries between sacred and ordinary, between divine and daily life, for I will dwell in all things. In the laughter of children, in the eyes of the elderly, in the breath of the worker, in the raindrop that falls on the field, in the soft wind that brushes your hair, all these are me. When you live with this awareness, nothing will frighten you, for you will see that I am everywhere. You will realize that prayer is no longer words spoken upward, but every breath offered with love. Service will no longer feel like duty, but joy, and love will no longer be a trial, but your very nature. This is my promise: the unity of heaven and earth will be completed in those who know how to love. Those who keep their hearts pure and live with mercy will see the kingdom manifest, not through sudden miracles, but through the gentle seasons of the soul. And you, my child of light, are the sign of this. In you, heaven and earth have met. In you, love and faith have become one. In you, your mother's prayer has been fulfilled. From this moment on, you will no longer seek the light, because you have become the light, my child. This is the hour of fullness, when the kingdom of unity begins to shine from within humanity itself. Not as a city built by human hands, but as a rising light from the inner depths, spreading outward, seeping through every layer of life. I am breathing into nations, into generations, into every heart that thirsts for truth, and those who respond will hear the same call, the call of love that no longer divides. They will not ask, "Where do you come from?" but will say, "You belong to me." They will not argue over who is right or wrong, but will bow in awe, realizing there is only one spirit moving among them, the spirit of life, of peace, of me. Look around this world and you will see the signs. Hearts once closed are softening. Those who rebelled are now seeking meaning, and those long paralyzed by fear are daring to pray for the first time. This is not weakness, it is awakening, for I am gathering the scattered pieces, drawing them back into wholeness. just as Jesus prayed on that final night. Father, I pray that they may be one as you and I are one, that prayer has never ceased. It has echoed through the ages and is now being fulfilled in this generation. For the kingdom of unity is not in power or ceremony, but in the communion of soul with soul of creation with the Creator, a relationship without division or distance. Imagine this: a day when every drop of water on earth reflects the same sky. That is the image of the kingdom of unity I am forming. Each soul is a drop, clear, unique, yet reflecting the same light. When that light passes through, no one will compare or compete, for all will know they are seen, loved, and belong. And in that moment, all wounds will be healed, for the root of every sorrow has always been separation, humanity from me, from each other, and from themselves. But now I'm drawing everything back to the center, where I am all and in me. Everything rediscovers its true essence. The kingdom of unity is not a distant vision. It flows through you even now. Every time you forgive, you restore a fragment of the world. Every time you love someone the world deems unworthy, you expand the borders of heaven. Every time you choose silence over contention, prayer over complaint, you merge into the river of light I am pouring forth. So never mistake gentleness for weakness. It is the very strength of my nature revealed. Do not fear being misunderstood by the world. Those who carry true light will always unsettle darkness. But remember, you are not sent to defeat them, but to love them back into the light. I declare to you, lift your eyes, for the harvest is ripe, not a harvest of destruction, but of renewal. Many souls long thought barren will awaken in an instant, when they hear a word of love, when they witness patience in a storm, when they encounter compassion that refuses to die. In that moment, they will know my kingdom is real and they will return. You are one of my reapers, not wielding a sickle of judgment, but open arms of mercy. You are not sent to divide, but to mend, not to shout, but to live truly. For your voice need not thunder, it will hum quietly through your presence like incense drifting through the air, like dawn seeping into dew. When I look upon the earth, I do not see only sin or chaos. I see potential, the potential of restoration. Like a potter gazing upon broken clay, I do not discard it, but gather it again, shaping it into something new, stronger, more beautiful, more radiant. I am doing this with all creation, and I use those whose hearts are soft as clay to reshape those turned to stone. You, my child, are my hands upon the earth. When you act in love, I am forming through you. Do not fear your smallness, for in smallness I am magnified. A day will come when unity will not only exist between people, but between humanity and nature, between the visible and the invisible. The trees will sing again, the seas will rest, and the earth will bloom, freed from its burden of pain. The groaning of creation that Paul spoke of will be replaced by song, and you will realize that everything in heaven and on earth beats in rhythm with me. From the pulse in your chest to the whisper of the night wind, all joining in one symphony, glory to the one who has made the two become one. My child, in this kingdom of unity, your mother has a part. She has merged her soul into the river of my light, and from there touches you through every small thing, a breeze, a fragrance, a fleeting memory. She is not far. She has simply become vast, no longer bound by form or space. Her love for you is no longer restrained by time, but woven into mine, eternal, unbroken, inexhaustible. So when your heart warms for no reason, know it is her voice answering from eternity. Walk in gratitude, for you live in the age that many generations prayed for but did not see. You are witnessing ancient promises coming alive from the covenant spoken to Abraham. All nations on earth shall be blessed through you. To Isaiah's prophecy, the wolf shall dwell with the lamb. All are converging in this era of unity, and I am using you along with countless souls as threads weaving the great tapestry of light. Every prayer you lift, every faith you hold is a golden thread in the pattern of my kingdom. When you understand this, fear will fall away. You will stop searching, stop resisting, for you will know that all things are moving toward one end, perfect love. And when you live in that love, you will no longer strive for unity, because you will have become unity itself. My beloved, now that all is fulfilled as heaven and earth join in one chorus, I proclaim the kingdom of unity is near, and your soul has merged into the eternal river of light. Every journey you have taken, every tear you have shed, every question you have whispered into the heavens, all have been gathered and shaped into a perfect circle, without beginning, without end. In that circle, there is no more separation, no more distance, no more ache of loss or longing for what cannot be touched. Only the rest of love, restored the peace of a soul that knows it has returned home. Do you hear it? The resonance that fills the heavens, not with sound but with presence. It is finished. That is my voice, the echo from the dawn of creation, reverberating through all ages, now awakened within you. I am no longer far away on some unreachable throne. I am within you, breathing through your breath, walking in your steps, speaking through your words. You are no longer a separate being, but the flow of my life in human form. When you laugh, I rejoice. When you weep, I move with you. When you love, I am revealed. From now on, there is no veil between us. Everything once divided by sin, fear, or misunderstanding has been washed clean in the blood of love itself. The kingdom of unity is not a kingdom of domination, but of communion. No one is above another, and no one is beneath another, for all exist within one body, the body of light, the body of the one who created all things. From the mighty to the humble, from angels to newborns, from those who have passed to those who still live, all are connected through the same current of life, the current of eternal love. Within this current, every title becomes unnecessary, every difference turns into harmony, and every wound becomes a doorway for light to enter. There is no longer mine or theirs, no longer past or future, only the everlasting present, where life never fades and light never ceases. I know there were times when you believed this world was too broken to be healed, but I tell you, nothing within my hands is beyond restoration. Everything you thought lost, every person you thought gone, still lives within the flow of my being. Death no longer has power to separate it, is merely the doorway to a deeper realm of life. Your mother understands this, for she now dwells within this kingdom where everything once unfinished on earth finds completion in glory. She sees you, and in eternal light she calls your name, not with tears but with joy. She says, "My child has walked through the darkness without losing the light. And I, your Father, smile, for that love has now been made perfect in me. In this kingdom there is no more weeping, no more night, no more loss. Light does not only shine around but radiates from within every soul. The whole universe becomes a grand symphony where every star, every creature, every breath joins in the praise of the Creator. Life is no longer measured by years but by joy. Time no longer chases, it flows like a river through infinity. And I, the one from the beginning, dwell in the midst of this kingdom, not upon a cold throne but within the hearts of those who love. You will see the wonder of it. Every pain you have endured has a place in this vision. Nothing is wasted. No tear is meaningless. Each tear shed upon the earth has become a jewel in the crown of unity. What you suffered was not meant to break you, but to make you transparent, so that light might pass through you and shine more brightly. As the grain of sand once abraded by waves becomes a pearl, so your soul, refined by trial, now reflects my beauty completely. And when you understand this, you will no longer ask, why, but will whisper, thank you. I told you from the beginning, no act of love ever dies. In the kingdom of unity, every love ever given is gathered again, purified, whole, eternal. The embraces left unfinished, the words left unspoken, the separations never reconciled, all are restored here. Your mother waits for you, in that embrace not with anxious longing but with the calm certainty of a soul that sees the whole. And when two souls meet again, they will not say, "How long it has been," but rather, "We were never apart." This kingdom is not a distant future, it lives within you. Every time you love with purity, you dwell in it. Every time you forgive, you open its gates. Every time you live faithfully, even when unseen, you lay another stone upon its walls. Heaven is not elsewhere. Heaven is wherever you allow me to love through you. When you grasp this, you will carry heaven with you in every step, and when you smile, the world will know that light has never departed. I declare to you, every promise has been fulfilled. Every prayer of your mother has been heard and answered through you. Every wound you bore has become a mark of light. Every fall you suffer has become a rising step of faith. You have crossed the desert and now you walk upon the green meadows of new life. The river of grace flows around you, cleansing every trace of the past, reviving everything that had withered. I have spoken and it is done. Behold, I make all things new. Now lift your head. Let your eyes behold the glory I am revealing. Let your heart expand, for there is no reason to shrink back. Let your soul sing, for the song within you is ready to rise. That song is not for you alone, it is for all creation. The song of reconciliation, of love, of unity. When you sing, heaven will sing with you. When you walk, the earth will bloom beneath your feet. When you breathe, the air will be filled with life. For you are no longer solitary, you are the harmony of heaven embodied in human form. I bless you in this moment. Blessed are the eyes that see with compassion. Blessed are the ears that listen with the heart. Blessed are the hands that lift without calculation. Blessed is the soul that rests in me. For now you no longer need to search for home, you are already there. Home is not only above, but wherever love abides. And as you walk through this world, remember you carry the home of heaven within you, and whoever touches you will touch me. My beloved, rest now in peace. Your mother is smiling, surrounding you with light. Heaven hums a hymn of gratitude. And I, the Creator, the Redeemer, the Lover, say to you this: you belong to me, and I belong to you. Nothing can ever separate us again. My peace be with you forevermore. Thank you for listening to today's message. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that together we may continue to receive the living word, build unshakable faith, and walk in the boundless love of God. Amen.